Hey folks, I have a quick tip about setting up logic for the Moog controllers. I've noticed there's some logic out there that doesn't quite work for the Move controllers in left-handed mode. So for those of you unaware, it's always a good idea to jump in here and swap this over and check your logic, make sure it still works for everything. Now I have a little scenario set up here. This is the case where maybe you have some complex logic or sculpts or text or whatever the case may be that you don't want flipping and you don't want switching sides because it might break your setup. So if we go ahead and we play this in left-handed mode, we have two issues. The lettering is reversed and we're on the wrong side of the screen for both of these. So you may be thinking, well, we can just go in and turn off flip for left-handed. Problem solved, right? Well, partially. The lettering is facing the right way, but they're still on the wrong side of the screen. So then we might go in here and explicitly set this to left hand and explicitly set this to the right hand. Problem solved, except it's not. The problem now is I have the triggers linked up to some keyframes. Right now I'm hitting the left trigger. Right now I'm hitting the right trigger. The reason for that is while we have these explicitly set, these are tied into handedness. So these are always going to be tied to primary and these are always going to be tied to secondary, but there's a way to work around that. What we want to do is pop down a third hand tracker. And inside that tracker, we want a tag, and we want two splitters. Take the scene space transform into the first splitter and the scale into the second. And then I actually want to scale this tag up so that it is a 1. And this splitter I'm going to pop into here. Now the settings for this are all default. Most importantly, flip for left-handed, we want that on. And the reason for that is when this is in left-handed mode, everything in it, including the coordinates, are going to flip. So this 1 is going to become a -1. So we now have a way to detect handedness. This doesn't work in edit mode, not even if you play time, by the way. It's only going to work if you go into play mode, and you'll see that update. So what this means is we can set up a different control scheme for left and right-handed mode. So right-handed mode we have here, and then in left-handed mode it's essentially going to be the opposite of this. Primary is going to go to left, and secondary is going to go to right. And if we play, you can't see what I'm doing, but trust that I'm hitting the left trigger, and now I'm hitting the right trigger. And if we go into edit, you will see that we are in the left-handed control scheme.